Jacque, obviously this is just the way you scripted it, but the guys on the floor at the end, after everything they've endured this season, what does that show you about your guys when, you know, team comes in favored and the record you have?
Pretty impressive. I think what makes it impressive is, you know, we go in not on the greatest note, you know, going into halftime. And for the guys to not hang their heads, make some adjustments, trust the adjustments, and trust each other. Impressive to see. And, you know, we had a hodgepodge of guys out on the floor, guys on the bench, and to see the guys on the bench cheering on the guys in the game, that was very enjoyable to see.
Jacque, you said before the game that your backups would be, your reserves would decide this game, to have Mo make the pass, Victor corral the loose ball. How happy are you with the way that bunch played?
We talked about it, John, just you know, because their second unit is so impressive. I've seen plenty of games where the second unit for the Thunder end the game. The game is over because they play so well. And for Vic to come up with that loose ball at the end, and those are just me versus you, who wants it, who's going to get it, who's going to make a play. Very impressive by him.
We talked the other day about how Tobias runs the break. What does it say about him springing back on that play and ending up with the game winner?
Just a competitive spirit, that's it. He was going to outrun whoever was next to him, and he was going to get to the rim and try to make a play for his team.
Coach, it sounds... Go ahead, Dick.
Well, that must have been something waiting for that review at the end there, where you had all concerned that they weren't going to give you the basket.
I was drawing up our defensive strategy in case they had, you know, point something left on the clock, and so that was in my thought process. But little favor tonight, we'll take it.
It's not often you look at a guy who has 29 points and you did a pretty good job on him. He was 10 of 22. I mean, you threw everybody at Kevin. How about the way you guys played against?
You know, it was really our guys committing to not fouling him, which was very important. Not giving him, you know, easy points, but contesting shots, just making everything difficult for him. I thought our bigs were great in pick and roll coverage, of just giving themselves and showing their bodies to Durant. I think at least 2 quarters we got into the bonus before they did, and that was something that we needed to do.
Jacque, in your 1.5-year tenure here, is this the most emotional victory you've had?
I don't know if I can say that. I think for the guys on the floor, pretty emotional, just the way the game ended for them. Kind of not my style, emotion-wise. Like I said, at the end, I'm concentrating on drawing up the defensive coverage. But for these guys who continue to fight and continue to press forward, I'm happy for them.
Coach, you only gave up 37 points in the second half. Obviously, that's a big step for your team. What changed for you guys defensively in the second half that allowed you to bear down on you?
We came into halftime and we watched some film and we talked about how we could help ourselves. There were numerous possessions in the first half where we could have been in better situations, better placement, helped each other a little bit more, and we did that the second half, and that was the difference.
Coach, describe your thought process on that final play when Victor passed the ball to Maurice, but Maurice ended up, instead of taking the layup, passing it back to Tobias. What was your thought process there?
Well, it'll be interesting on film because as the 50-50 is going on with either Vic or the Thunder guys going to get it, you know, we have a 20-second timeout left. So I'm trying to get close to an official, thinking about calling the timeout. I see Vic tap it ahead, and then the rest is a magic win.
And part of that, you know, you holding OKC to 14 points in that fourth quarter was Durant was only 1 of 7. You had a couple guys on him, but mostly Harkless there at the end. Just talk about how valuable his length was and his just defensive commitment was tonight.
I thought every guy that got a chance to guard Durant tonight, starting off with Tobias to Aaron to Maurice throughout the course of the game, did a good job of really trying to stick to the game plan. Maurice's length is a plus for us, for him to contest shots, make things difficult, get his hands on balls when Durant was trying to pass out of pick and roll. That's something that's needed for us.
Serge Ibaka ended up with 5 block shots tonight. Obviously changed a lot more than that too. What does it say about this team that they were able to keep going at him, going at the interior defense of the Thunder, and trying to make aggressive plays to get to the foul line?
Yeah, a little bit of a learning lesson. I think we reflect back on the Indiana game where we didn't get to the rim as much as we wanted to. And Hibbert and Ibaka in the same class as being able to alter and block shots. Tonight we were extremely committed to continue to go to the rim. We didn't complain about calls for the most part of the night, which is how we want to play, and we just played through whatever situation presented itself.
On the 5-second inbounds violation, I think you had a 20-second timeout left. How close were you to calling a timeout there?
Well, very close. We knew what we had left timeout-wise. Good defense by them. Give them credit, but the best thing that came out of that situation is we could have easily folded as a team. We come down and get a stop. We get a charge, and off goes to the next possession. So being able to just continue to play forward, even though something negative happened to us. And so that's indeed growth for our team.
Jacque, you played Victor at the point the whole fourth quarter, and he had 3 or 4 of those get in the lane, make the right pass, and then he does it again there at the end. Is that a sign of growth also?
Without a doubt, I think he was really good at mixing up his game tonight. Whether it was their aggressive defense, he was getting off the ball, letting our bigs make decisions. He was getting to the rim at the same time, getting to the free throw line. So he had a good mix of his game tonight.
Coach, like you speaking in the game tonight, you got to play at the top of the West. Just a day from now, 2 days from now, you got to play at the top of the East. What do you guys have to do this time around to get the win against Indiana in comparison to last time you guys matched up with?
Well, I think some of the things we can carry over from tonight. Defensively, you take Indiana's game. They had 16 points in the third. So defensively, we did some good things tonight. We did some good things defensively. Trusting each other on the offensive end of the floor, letting your teammate make a play, whoever it may be, that's what we have to continue to carry over, and we'll try to do that.
Coach, at the very end, not a lot of time for Victor to think. What about him calling the timeout? What he did, is that instinct, or is that just a rookie being a rookie?
That's an instinctive play. For the fact that he knew he had to get the ball up the floor, we're down. He was trying to get to the bucket, and then to make a pass, pretty impressive.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
10:45.